Hola Cultureros, welcome back to Atleti Fanatics, and we are back with another episode. And this one is, I'm a bit excited about this one because we are doing the preview of the season. After, I think, 2-3 months, we're gonna see Atleti in a proper competition, not the friendlies anymore. We are in the serious things right now because the La Liga is starting for Atleti tomorrow. We are playing against Malaga tomorrow at Metropolitano, and again Malaga just got promoted from Segunda, so that's an exciting watch, I would say. So some for some Atleti fans, but again, it's we are recording this episode very early in the morning as well. Except me, obviously, I'm chilling in evening. But Keeks, Ryan, and Ryan, they just all woke up. So I really appreciate that from these guys. And again, Ryan is back with us for this episode as well. So Ryan, how you doing, man?
Alex, good, man. Good to be back on with you guys. Thanks for working with my schedule here. Looking forward to talking with you guys about the upcoming season and the match against Malaga.
And again, just before we start, guys, just like and subscribe as usual. And again, you guys can follow all four of us as well. I mean, and I'll put the Ryan's channel as well and his X account as well on description. But guys, the first match of the season, I think we should have taken some rest, but just because we had a concert at Metropolitano, our president decided to have the game 3 days ago. So yeah, we're having the game tomorrow instead of having a game on the weekend. And right now we face an issue kind of because again we don't really have a striker. So and again before I get on with the lineup, now Ortiz is the first team player, guys. He has taken the jersey number 16 from Nahuel Molina as well. I would say well deserved with that one. Guys, any thoughts on now Ortiz becoming the first player? I'll start with Ryan.
Yeah, I love it, man. It's quite the wholesome story if you followed his journey to Atletico Madrid and especially to top flight football. He was playing in Poland 2 years ago, then with Madrileño last season, and now he gets his debut into the first team. You love to see stories like that. It was kind of getting to make or break time for him, whether he was going to get transferred out or stay with the club. With Madrileño, that was kind of getting a little bit too old for that, but yeah, super excited for him. I think he's impressed in the preseason. Had that wonder goal versus Manchester United in the Snapdragon Cup, RIP. But yeah, I'm super pumped for it. Looks like he might start or at least feature tomorrow, so we should see some pretty good action out of him.
Sure. Keeks? I mean, I'm talking to Keeks as in he's watched every game in Atletico Madrileño, but it's okay. Keeks?
He did.
I haven't watched a lot though. I watch a lot. He's more than deserved the opportunity. I think him even getting the promotion into the preseason was already a sign that we were seriously looking at him, because we didn't really have to. We could have easily just immediately sold him after 23 goals in the third division. A lot of teams in the second division and even the first division will already knock on your door, right? So we didn't need to give him any chances there, but we did, and that was probably for the best, because I think there's a lot to like about him. There's a lot to appreciate about what he can do, and I think his story is one that I like the most in football. Late bloomers are kind of my favorites. I like Jamie Vardy, for instance. I like Jorginho. These players who it takes a while, but they get there, and they usually get there in a way that allows them to be at a very, very big level very quickly. So I hope he does well. I think he can be a bit of a career successor for us. So that's what I want to see. That's why I'm for the best for him. So, yeah.
Fran, what do you think? Is there now really a Korea successor?
Yes, probably. From what I've seen in the preseason, of course, I didn't watch Madrileño. I don't watch Madrileño because I don't know where to get the links. I don't know where San Kicks gets them. But we should really have an Atleti TV that shows the academy games. But whatever. I only watched him in the preseason, and he looks like he can have that impact. And I like the idea of him doing so well that we don't need to sign Nico Gonzalez anymore. So that's probably the best that we got out of him. And also, I don't really mind at all that we are not playing a game in the weekend, so we can see the players that we're going to see. And I am really excited about this game. And Malaga, they're not that good. I think they're going to go back down to Segunda, so I think it'll be fine.
Interesting.
I think they're good. I don't think any of the promoted teams will go back down, to be honest with you.
Interesting.
I don't think
Interesting.
Racing and Depor will, but Malaga,
Who's your picks then, St. Keeks, to go back down?
I'm hoping for Alaves because I hate watching their football. But
no, they're not going down.
they're probably not. No, just pisses me off a little bit. But I think almost certainly Levante will go down. I feel like that's a guarantee. Who's the next one? But
Maybe Elche?
it might be. I'm not 100% sure on Elche, but I feel like it might be Elche, and it might be that time for Sevilla for real this time.
Oh, okay.
You
You,
know, actually, let me be honest. Sevilla had a decent transfer window.
Yeah.
I actually think Rayo is probably the one that goes down. I
I-
don't trust Rayo to stay up there.
I was going to say
Wow.
Rasho because their transfer window wasn't very good and they have a lot of problems. Actually, I think the Madrid government closed their stadium because it was in such poor conditions, and now they have to fix it, and they will play like 6 months away from home, which is probably the biggest thing they had going for them. So it's a tough situation.
Like
You hate it for him too, yeah.
Yeah, I know for a fact Getafe won't get relegated. Because of Bordelas being there. I don't think Valencia will have any issues, although they always have a shaky start to the season. I'm not sure what I'm to expect out of Osasuna. But everybody else, it feels like there's not a chance.
I would put Malaga, Rasho, and probably Elche because Elche. But I am between Elche and Levante because I thought Levante was going to stay, but watching their first game, but they need center backs. No, but Elche, they had just been doing nonsense with those Argentines that they always sign because their owner is Argentinian, so they just sign nonsense.
interesting. Ryan, what are your picks for the relegation? The top three teams.
Me or Fran?
Ryan. I told you.
Yeah.
I also heard Fran.
I was like, hang on. Last time I checked, your name was Ryan. Okay, what happened?
You gotta be careful with the ANs. Yeah, I think Racing will stay up. Same with Deportivo, and I think I'm gonna go with Elche and Levante going down, and then Alaves as well. So I think all three promoted teams will stay up.
So long as Alaves is down, I'm down for it.
Yeah, trying to avoid that typical Atletico Madrid draw or loss at Alaves late in the season. Difficult.
If it was down to the bogey teams, Alaves and Levante have to go down.
Oh yeah.
for the better of Atleti.
Levante is where Atletico Madrid dreams go to die. Unfortunately,
true.
that's something
That's
we
true.
struggle with every single
That's
year.
true.
Is trying to overcome
That's true.
that.
That's true. But anyway, guys, Simeone said something about Now Ortiz, by the way. Back to the Now Ortiz topic. So he said, he was already performing very well last season with Fernando Torres in the B team. We've been watching him last season. We couldn't promote him because of his registration situation. His humility, his work ethic. Hopefully, his season with the first team will be what we imagine it can be, and things will work out. And I hope that as well. But I don't really think he's kind of like a Korea replacement. But I think he can be our own, what Samalino and Rodrigo Riquelme used to be on the left hand side. So I hope, and plus, if he can explode this season with Simeone, I'll be really happy with it. Hopefully, as you guys are saying, as a Korea replacement, I'm all down for it.
Like a wing.
I-
Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, like a winger or slash striker, kind of like the hybrid role.
I think the one that will work more in the Lino role will be a guy that you don't like.
Yeah, never mind. Moving on to the next
I
topic.
think he's more suited for that.
He might start tomorrow, by the way. He might start. But yeah, guys. Before we talk about all of that, what are your thoughts on the season coming up for Atleti? Like, what are your expectations? What do you guys think?
Um, I'm expecting a trophy, if not more than one. I think we've made enough progress over the last 3 seasons, even though with arguably, at least on paper, weaker squads than this. And while I do still believe we do need a forward, we just need, like, I think this has been a fantastic window for us in terms of transfer window. We've got a lot of players that I don't think have any use for us out. We've replaced them quite well. We've even used some of the academy players to replace some of them. But I think you just need a forward. You need a honest to goodness somebody who can give you that aerial ability. Somebody who can give you that link up play, hold up play, etc. Like I've mentioned it a few times to this. Like I guess Igor Jesus as a loan, a potential option to buy, that wouldn't be bad for us. Like there are other options that exist, but that profile is what we need. Is my point. Like if you can get me that profile before the end of the window, great. And then this would be like a fantastic window. Everything else is more so how quickly can we get these players up to speed. A lot of our players coming back from the World Cup. We had about 8 or 9 players coming back from the World Cup very late. We have Kang-in, who had issues in terms of his his visa and situation with South Korea. We had problems with only now bringing in Romero, although we should have done that like way earlier. So there's all of those small things, and ideally you'd have all these players already in preseason, but it could be a blessing or it could be a curse, depends on how you look at it. You get to see more into the academy players in case something goes really badly in terms of injuries. We have options for that too, so I'm not too worried in that aspect, but I do wish by now we would already have somebody like fully available, and I'm hoping that Lookman takes that leap again as well. So Lookman and Kang-in are I may look forwards to in this season in terms of performance, and I think we should really push for the league, and we should really push for the Champions League. Those are my two expectations this season.
I definitely agree with you. Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with you. I think like this is the year where we should get our hands on a silverware for sure. And for example, like in the Copa del Rey, if Real Madrid goes out and if Barca goes out, I think it's ours to take. Like there shouldn't be any second doubt about it. Like it's but
Copa's, you never know. Like we could win it this year, or we could just get knocked out randomly. You know.
That's true. That's true. But again, I think we'll see. The La Liga, obviously, like I said, I think the first 7-8 games, if we manage to win all those 7-8 games, I think we have a very good chance at La Liga as well. But Ryan, what do you think? What are your expectations?
Yeah, I think you kind of alluded to it with if Atletico Madrid are in a position after the first 7 or 8 games where they're, a few points off the top, I think they're in a good spot. Unfortunately, with all the Argentines and Spaniards on the team, we don't have a full deck of cards to play with going into these first few matches, which is unfortunate, but, it's good for the optics of having that many players in the World Cup. But Simeone hasn't really had his full team, and you can see it with the projected lineup for tomorrow as well of, this isn't the Atletico Madrid of tomorrow isn't going to be the Atletico Madrid we're going to see in November, December, January, and onward. But in general, I think the club got better at defense and midfield. You got the dead weight out of the way, all due respect to Clement Lenglet. You got him out. You had a major improvement at that position with Cuti Romero coming in, so you're already miles ahead of what you were last season. You brought in Grimaldo, who, debatably leaves some to be desired defensively, but I feel is better defensively than Ruggeri ever was. But I think that's a big time upgrade on the left-hand side of the pitch. Midfield, you bring in Hjulmand, who can help bolster the midfield. Hopefully Mendoza and Vargas both stay on, and you've got a pretty deep midfield. Hopefully Barrios stays healthy as well. And kind of the only question mark that kind of St. Keeks was alluding to is the attack. Can you bring in a Igor Jesus who can come in, I don't know, maybe around 30, 35 with an option to buy at the end of their window, something like that? And given Sorlot's unfortunate injury, whether you view that as unfortunate or not, it's you could use him in a game like this. This is the type of game where he bangs in 2 pointless goals that could get 3 points at the end of the day. So I'm kind of aligned with St. Keeks. I think a trophy should be the expectation, whether that comes in the Supercopa de España or in Copa del Rey. I think those are probably the likely two of the bunch, with La Liga to follow, then Champions League after. Obviously, would love to get La Liga or Champions League, but competing in 4 competitions is just going to be very tough, and kind of going to be interesting to see as the season progresses which one Simeone prioritizes. But at the very least, I'd like to be competing for La Liga in February, not giving Madrileño players, as much as I love seeing them last season, I'd like to be pushing for La Liga and making a deep run in the Champions League. So overall, I'd say trophy, maybe 2, with deep runs into the league and Champions League are my expectations.
I never even remember about the Super Cup, but I think the Super Cup is going to be in Turkey instead of Saudi Arabia now. So.
Yeah.
Yes, it is, because they have the Asia Cup in Saudi Arabia.
Which is actually fairly decent. That means you're traveling a lot less in terms of distance, and you might actually have Atleti fans at stadiums now.
Yeah. Last year it was brutal. I think it was like the entire stadium was white with Real Madrid fans.
I mean, it's been like
ridiculous.
that only. Like it's been like that for the past, I don't know, like 4 or 5 seasons now. Whenever we play the Super Cup. But anyway, Fran. So as I can see the fixtures right now, they're not easy. Like we have back-to-back difficult games: Villarreal, Sevilla, Athletic Club, Real Sociedad. 3 of them are away, and we struggle in all 3 places as well. So, come on, Fran, this is for you. Like realistically, like how many games can you win out of these first 7, 8 games?
Actually, I don't think it's that bad, because Villarreal, with their new manager, have been looking to play a lot more around the back, and they don't really have the passer for it. So I think that if we press them high, we can beat Villarreal pretty easily at home. Sevilla are in a horrible state, so I think we can beat them. Athletic, I mean, their manager is Terzic. I know we struggled against them in the Champions League, but come on. Real Sociedad, that's going too far. I don't know what happened there, because we don't do well at their stadium. Then Osasuna literally haven't signed any player of value. I don't know how their window will finish. I have 0 expectations for them, but I also don't expect them to go down. I don't know what to expect, really. And then it's Real Madrid. Real Madrid will be light work. But I really don't think this is that bad. It's like big teams, but not bad situations.
Yeah, but
if you
like
get 15
no.
points out of this, I think you're in a pretty solid spot.
Yeah, the thing is, like we always lose points at these stadiums. Like like for example,
It depends on when. So, for instance, we don't really lose points in Sevilla unless Sevilla is on it, right? Sevilla is not on it yet. I think we'll be fine as the season progresses, and I'm kind of glad that we got Sevilla this early, because they haven't quite caught their feet, although we also have not caught our feet. Villarreal, same thing, right? Villarreal is usually a test of how good is Atleti really. Like that's usually my general gauge is, if you can win Villarreal home and away, you can win the league. If you can't win Villarreal home and away, that's a different conversation. So
I saw them against Racing, and Racing pretty much scored 2 goals against them because they pressed them really high and won the ball back in good spots, and really got the best out of that not so optimal passing in the build-up, and they control the ball really well. Like it's not you won't get Marcelino, Villarreal, where they can just sit back and hit you in the counters and you're done. it's a different Villarreal, one that is a bit more aggressive and you can do better against them when you are Atletico, you know.
What a game though! Banger of 3 goals in that game from Sergio Martinez and then Nicolas Pepe 2 goals. I mean, wow.
Yeah, well,
That was, to be fair to you, that was like 3 separate bad referee decisions. That was just like a classic
I mean,
example of look
I
at
mean
how
that
good the La Liga players are. Also, look at how
kicks.
bad
I don't know if you've heard. Like,
referees.
have you not heard? It's not football. It's La Liga. So yeah, that's
That's
there.
That's what it is.
It's going to be interesting too with Villarreal this year. Like, I'm sure y'all recall from last season how awful they were in the Champions League. But I think they had like what 1 or 2 points total at the end of the group stage.
Marcelino tax. That's just how he is.
yeah, I
So
think
if
I
if they
think with
push for Champions League again, can they get third again? You know, like,
They won't get third. I think if they're pushing for both, but they'll be fine in the Champions League and they should be good in the league, in my opinion.
yeah, I think that they'll be back. Well, the main thing about Villarreal last season is that they weren't really aggressive while pressing, and they really weren't the best at doing something else that wasn't what they did, and they pretty much did awful in all their big games. Like if you see Villarreal last season, there's not one big game that they won. They lost all Champions League. They lost all against Real Madrid, all against Barcelona. They lost against Atleti.
I mean,
So
they smashed us 5-6-1
Yeah,
at
but
the
that was
last.
the last game. That
yeah, but that was we literally didn't matter that game. So I expect this season them to be much better in those scenarios. But yeah, I think they get top 5 comfortably. Probably top 5 going to be Champions League, so they probably get it.
Interesting. But guys, like I said, I think like the first 7 games, and I think Real Madrid would be cherry on top. If we win the first 7 games, I think we are in a very, very good position for the La Liga charge. And again, after this, because, huh?
I said partido.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like we're doing a preview of the season, so I'm just saying, like just my expectation. But yeah, I think the first 7 games, I think we might have a very good chance because again, these are the games which we find randomly in the middle of the season, and we kind of like lose points here and there. Now it's like we literally have them straight in a line, so I would say it can work in our favor for sure. But anyway, guys, my next question would be like what would be your strongest lineup coming to the season? So this I've already put it. Okay. For me, this is like the strongest lineup we can put as of now. But if you guys have any more, if you guys want to make any changes to it, oh wait, you guys can't see it. Oh, never mind. I thought I did.
Screen, buddy.
My bad. My bad.
It's the preseason for us too, Alex. It's all
Yeah,
good.
exactly. Yeah, there you go.
My personal feelings is I don't think we have a dedicated strongest 11. I think that's one of the benefits of this window, where I feel like I'm hoping we do something with like the 24-25 season, where nobody is guaranteed to start outside of a few players in question. So I think Grimaldo will start almost every game, right? So
Yeah.
he'll have to catch himself in terms of fitness quickly. But Baena is a starter for us. Lookman is a starter for us. Julian is a starter for us. Kang-in can be a starter for us. Julian can be a starter for us. You know what I mean? There's a lot of players that are contesting each other for minutes. And it will depend on the game and what Simeone has for the game and for that team, which is
No kicks. My question is, what would be the strongest lineup? Let's say we are in a Champions League final. We have to put our strongest lineup. Or which lineup would you go for? Everyone is available.
depends, man. I don't know. It depends on the other team.
I
Okay.
think.
I,
or go
I-
Yeah, Fran, go on.
I think that Kang-in, I would put him in the games where we need to dominate and create chances. Maybe in a Champions League final, I'd probably start Julian and Lookman up top and one more midfielder like Baena. But probably this is the strongest we got.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Ryan?
I was going to say the exact same thing. Yeah, and maybe you, or go ahead, Sinkeeks.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say the exact same thing, Fran. I think maybe if you do like a 3-4-1-2 maybe with Lookman, Julian up top, and then Baena behind Lookman, sort of. I don't know. Or I think you could also swap Baena, do Cardoso and Hjulmand as kind of a double pivot with Barrios kind of playing a little higher up, but I think Kang-in's going to be super, super clutch for those La Liga matches where it's 0-0 dreadlock for the entire game and we just can't break through. And he's going to be the difference maker as far as creating chances to get through there. But ideal 11, I mean, this is bang on. I mean, I don't think you're going to be able to run three in the back all the time given Romero's injury concerns, and you would literally be playing Hanchko and Pubil and Romero every single game, which that just isn't sustainable. I do think, like you said, St. Keeks, Grimaldo is going to be heavily relied upon. Probably same with Llorente. They're probably going to be, top 3 or 4 in terms of outfield minutes played by Simeone. But yeah, I think this is, with a change or two, that's your lineup.
I do hope to see a lot of. So, for instance, that Osasuna game, right? So we're playing Atleti Osasuna at home. I'm hoping to see, for instance, maybe Obed minutes or Mendoza minutes. Not necessarily the honest to goodness, always starters kind of players. And I would like to see somebody like, for instance, Abonyan instead of Llorente, where you could get a little bit of rest in between those games. Simeone has rotated well when he needs to. So I think this lineup that we're about to put out for the Málaga game, but I think Alex has it in his other preview tab. But that lineup that we're about to put out, that's more than likely because we have another game in like 3 days. So it's like you play this game, and then after that you have to immediately play another game. So you're gonna have to say, all right, either you play your starters now, or you play your youngsters then. And I think it makes more sense to play your youngsters now, risk it with Malaga, and then try and see what you can get out of Villarreal in the next game.
Yeah, you can get away with it now against Malaga, but against Villarreal, you're probably going to have to see. Yeah. Like Llorente is going to have to play. Romero is probably going to have to play. Pubil's going to have to play. Julian's probably going to have to play as well. Yeah, I don't think you can do Arnau and Lookman against Villarreal, unfortunately. But
maybe.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see how he plays against Malaga.
For sure. But again, guys, this is for everyone who's watching us. You guys can let us know your opinion as well. Let us know in the comment section what would be your strongest lineup, and if you would like to make any changes to this lineup as well. But guys, moving on to the next one, which is obviously our next opponent.
Wait,
and yeah,
I was watching the squad that is left with this lineup.
Mm-hmm.
I think the only thing that I would add, that I said it before, is that I need like one more really strong player, because you look at the bench with this lineup and I don't know, it's still a bit weak for me. I mean, you have Sorloth, Giuliano, Baena. I don't know if there's a real difference maker you can play from the bench, or someone that gives you something really different. But I don't know. I think it's too much to ask. I don't think we'll get something of the sorts.
I hear what you're saying, but it's like there was a period of time in the same 24-25 season where if Correa and Hollow came off the bench, we would get the no goal. There wasn't a question of if, it was when.
Yeah.
And if and also if it's 1 goal or 2.
Okay, you think Arnau is that?
That's what I'm feeling.
Okay.
This could be. I don't know if Juliano starts every game now, which is good for him in terms of the physicality, because he was playing way too many minutes and he's playing through injury for a long period of time. But I'm hoping, not that this is the greatest comparison, but it's like almost like the Asensio and what do you call it? What's his name again? Oh my gosh, he's played right back and right wing for Real Madrid for years.
Whoa.
Vasquez.
Yeah, Vasquez and Asensio, but they would just come off at the very end of the game, and they would be running at players. And I'm hoping that's a similar kind of vibe that you get from Arnau and Julian, where you're against tired opponents, and they're giving you something to think about again. So that's kind of what I'm hoping to see. Not necessarily Juliano always on the bench, but like more so anytime you have a situation, or if Simeone needs to rely on the cross at inshallah, get somebody with an actual box move, please, who could score headers. That's what I want. So
No,
I
I mean, like,
think-
I kind of agree with Fran, to be honest, over here. I think like we don't really have, again, the same thing, the quality depth which we need. Because like I was looking at the game of Arsenal versus Man City, the Community Shield, and I was looking at the Arsenal lineup. They can make two lineups with the team they have. Henkapi, Calafiori in the same position. Both can play as a centre back as well. Gabriel, and then Saliba, Mosquera, and then Ben White, Timber. Look at the whole back line. And then their midfield, Zubimendi, Declan Rice. Now they added Bruno Guimaraes as well. So they have quality in every position, and at least they have two players in every position. I mean, like striker, you can obviously argue, Kai Havertz and Gyökeres, but even Solis, which played a decent game, they also have who else was there on the left hand side? Hang on, Martin left, or like he's still there?
no, he's still there.
He's still there, and then obviously you add midfield Luis Kelly as well, who can also play as a left back, and.
Say Martinelli is the guy that you want. Is that what you want?
No, I'm not saying. I'm saying they have quality. I'm saying they have quality in every position. That's what I'm saying. They have at
I
least two
think we
players.
have- I will defend a lot of this squad. I think Alemania has done a great job in terms of the overall squad.
Yeah.
I think we do have a lot of quality on the bench personally. But there is that final, if something goes, if you need a goal, where's it coming from? Right? That's I think is important.
I just don't want to repeat the situation of last season where we were playing against Arsenal in the semifinals of the Champions League, and the players that came off the bench were Almada and Sorloth.
Yeah.
We needed a goal, and that was our answer.
Exactly what I meant.
And Sorlo had that famous whiff where he missed the ball.
By this point in time next year, if we're in a similar situation, right? Should Barrios be injured? Hopefully not, knock on wood, right? But you have Obed, who can give you some options. You have Mendoza, who can give you options. You have other players in that same position who give you enough of a stopgap that you can kind of ride it out, or even still be at a decent enough level to do what you need to do in terms of your tactical maneuvers. That's what I'm hoping, and that's what I think. I mean, on paper, that's what it is, but everything on paper looks better than it is. I don't necessarily like Arsenal's depth in some areas. So, for instance, their wings are kind of atrocious. I don't like watching Madueke play football. I don't really like Martinelli all that much either. And we don't really need to talk about the centre forwards, but their midfield is good. Their defense is very good. If something happens to David Raya, it's done. Just shoot at goal on sight. It's over. So, but that's Arsenal, right? Like, Arsenal have gotten this way because they spent a lot of money on this squad over a long period of time, and this is the final result. This is our third summer. We have spent a fair amount of money, and I'm hoping to see similar kind of effects, because I'm hoping to see more, because I think Simeone is a better coach and can get better out of these players than Arteta can. But that's me.
Anyway, guys, we focus our attention on our next match day, which is, again, we play Malaga, obviously. So, guys, any player we need to watch out from Malaga? I haven't seen Secunda at all, so I have.
He's injured.
And-
Oh, he won't play.
No.
oh, damn.
He pulled up in the last preseason game, so no.
Okay.
Watch the Spaniards say Chupe.
Chupe.
That's what I was just about to say.
watch-
Luis Rubio.
If you watched Malaga last season, you'd realize this is an example of they chose Chupe because he came from the academy, and even though Nino is a better player, they wanted to put Chupe forward because they want to believe in their academy first, which is fine. That makes sense. He is not the better player though. He's not better in link up. He's not better in terms of hold up. He's not better in terms of anything really.
The one player that I like from Malaga has Argentinian nationality is Juan Cruz. Was at Leganés 2 years ago, I think, in La Liga, and Malaga bought him recently. So that's my player to watch.
they're not a bad team. I worry a little bit about them because I don't think defensively they're all that. I think offensively they have something to give for you in terms of the actual player quality, but that doesn't mean anything when you're going against like an actually good team. Because let's say, okay, let's believe that Chupe is actually as good as they say he is, which he isn't, but let's say he is, right? You now have, okay, you get a goal or 2 goal against a Real Madrid, and Atleti, a Barca, whatever. What happens after that? You look at the defense and you say, or even the midfield, and you say, I can just run right through that, and they will most times. So I don't know. I think you kind of have to look at Malaga as they'll be fine, but I don't expect anything out of them in the bigger games. That's kind of what I felt like when I was watching them in the second division. Anyway.
I mean, I'm trying to look
can-
like I'm trying to. Yeah, sorry, go on, Ryan.
So yeah, they'll compete, and David Rubia, I believe. I think he was the third. Yeah, him right there. I think he was third in goals scored behind Adrian Nino and Chupe. So he's a threat as well. I think they brought in 2 pretty solid defenders from Espanyol as well. Where was it? I thought they did at least. Anyway. So yeah,
I mean,
they'll compete.
these two players are still locked. You have to unlock them again, guys.
Yeah.
And again, guys, if you
Gotta
guys want to
level up.
play,
Against themselves.
they do. But yeah, Ryan, you were saying.
No, yeah, I think they'll compete. I think kind of like Keeks and Fram were saying, it's going to be those games where, you know, maybe not against a Real Madrid, but, you know, maybe against a Levante or a Osasuna, they'll, you know, their young talent will shine, and we'll see their quality, what little quality they have.
Interesting. Okay, guys, so I'm going to go with this is what Diego Simeone practice in today's training sessions. And most probably this is the lineup which we are going to see tomorrow as well, because I won't be surprised if it's the same lineup. So this was the lineup which, again, Diego Simeone practiced during this training season session today. So Rodrigo Mendoza and now Ortiz up front. Now that's an interesting thing. And then obviously
Oh,
we have
with
Lookman
Grimaldo
and
starting.
Grimaldo is starting with Hansko, Lillemand, and again, look at there's a 16-year-old kid, Jorge Dominguez as well.
Crazy.
Guys, what do you think? Can this team beat Malaga?
Yeah. Easily? No. Yes, it can do. If it was up to me, I know I know a lot of people really like Jorge Dominguez, but I would have started Bonya because I think Bonya is a little more comfortable in terms of his actual level for the league, and maybe I probably wouldn't start Carlos Martin either.
Damn,
Everything else is
Keeks is turning into me.
Alright,
Keeks is
alright.
turning into me. Yeah, okay.
But I know Juliano isn't fully fit to play. I know Llorente isn't fully fit to play either. So you kind of in a do you put on Ortiz there? Probably not. It's better for him to be a little further forward. And then it's like, well, that's the best you got. But I still think Bonya is probably the better solution there. Mendoza I'm fine with. I don't like Koke there because Johnny and Hjulmand are as fit as Koke.
I agree.
It doesn't
I
make
agree.
sense to me that you're kind of forcing Koke into the lineup immediately.
Yeah.
I agree.
Koke
I
throughout
agree.
The entire preseason was like a step off it. for most
That's
of the
true.
games.
That's true. I agree. Fran, Ryan, any changes you guys would make?
No, it's okay like that. I like that Mendoza is playing. Mendoza being there makes everything okay.
Interesting. Ryan?
Yeah, I'm interested about Dominguez. You know, Simeone kind of alluded earlier this month, you know, we're gonna casually implement him into the team. He's not going to get a ton of minutes, right away, and then here we are. He might be starting the first match. I'm kind of with St. Keeks. Like I think I'd rather see Boneyard in that position than Dominguez, but I rate him. I think he's going to be a really good player, but immediately thrusting him into the first match starting lineup, I think is a little bit of a stretch. I like what Carlos Martin has done this preseason. I think he has done better than what my expectations were, but my expectations were granted pretty low. So I think he'll probably play, a half, and we'll see maybe Simeone come on or somebody else. But yeah, I think putting Koke out there as well when you could do Hjulmand or Cardoso is interesting to say the least.
I don't know if Carlos Martin stays in the squad. I don't see him staying. To be honest,
I could see a loan at the end of the window or something, or maybe even a permanent transfer.
I mean, it's better that way, obviously. But wow, okay, Keeks is with me over this one. Interesting. Okay.
This is like, I hate it, like how you have it. You don't.
How am I hating on him? What the hell?
I've seen enough, but it's more so. I don't think he has enough for what we need in terms of the overall squad, and he might block other players in a way that I don't think makes sense. So maybe like okay, over Nico Gonzalez last year for sure. In general, probably not. We have options.
Yeah.
Okay, who would be your 5 substitutions in this game? Yeah, Fran, go on.
No, I was going to say that not hate, but I am typically not on Carlos Martin's side. I don't like him a lot. I don't think he's the best.
That's my guy.
But I don't mind if he stays in the squad though. But
No,
I am not the biggest fan of him.
But anyways, again, my question: who would be your 5 substitution in this one? I think Kang-in has to come on. Pubil has to come on. I won't be surprised, if Grimaldo goes off after 50-60 minutes and Pubil comes on and Hanshu goes to left back as well, because that's what we saw in the last match as well.
Come on, or if it'll be Hosema. I think it'll be Hosema. I think it'll be Jimenez coming on, and it'll be Hanko switching out to the right part.
Again, I don't mind that at all, because again, I think Grimaldo won't be able to play the full 90, so there will be someone coming out. A defender will definitely come on as well. Jorge Dominguez, maybe that'll be a surprise for me if Jorge Dominguez plays 90 minutes as well, because I might see Bonyar or Llorente coming on as well. And then Kang-in, obviously, I think he will make his home debut tomorrow, for sure, in the second half. And then, there are reports saying Julián Álvarez might see some minutes as well. The reception would be definitely a very, very bad one. I can already sense it. He's on the touchline and there are whistles all over the Metropolitano. Even though Barca, yes, I do agree. Barcelona do want that. But again, guys, that doesn't change anything. It doesn't change.
I wouldn't mind to see him with minutes, but it's more so I don't think he's fit enough to play right now. I think most of the Argentines, bar Juliano, have nothing to give us right now.
Yeah.
I'm probably...
I could see maybe Dominguez, Grimaldo, and Carlos Martin all coming off at halftime for Kang-in, Josema, and maybe Bonyar. And then maybe we see Alvarez get 5 to 10 minutes, maybe same with Llorente to get him into game shape so he can play against Villarreal. But yeah, I just that reception for Alvarez is going to be a television to see.
Wait, do we play? Is the Villarreal game at home or away?
It's home.
Okay. I was thinking that maybe Simeone wanted to protect Julian a bit and give him his first game away from home, but no, if Villarreal is at home, can't do that.
Exactly. Guys, I know, Barca, that's exactly what Barca wants. Julián Álvarez to get booed at Metropolitano. Come on, I think it doesn't really matter, because again, Atleti doesn't want to sell him, and it's not going to change how much he whines about it. And I think it's a high time we should stop giving him that princess treatment. Whatever it is, just have it very blunt on it. So yeah, and I won't mind it, whatever it would be.
He made his decision. You'll have to take the responsibility for his decision.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. But anyway, guys, the last 5 matches with Malaga, I'm seeing right now, we've won all 5. So that's interesting, but by very close margins. So 1-0 win over here. The last time when you played was in 2018 in La Liga. Guys, I would love to see the lineup over here. Griezmann with the
scored in the first
with the
minute of
first
the
minute.
Yeah.
Look at the lineup, guys. When we played Malaga last time.
Tolo.
Vitolo, yeah.
Amazing
on the right-hand
lineup.
side,
My
Versalco.
goat.
Jimenez,
the only problem
Lucas.
This is a washed Costa. This was not a good Costa, but everything else is great though.
Koke on the left-hand side. Gabi, Saul Niguez, and then...
Days. Racco is supposed to be playing.
Man.
And if you look at the Malaga lineup, Enesiri, I didn't know he was at Malaga at that time.
I didn't know that either. That's crazy.
Wait, I remember our first game at the Metropolitano was against Malaga, where we won
was.
with a Griezmann goal.
Really? No.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. This is the match day 23, the last time when you played Malaga. I think the previous fixture. Let me just check.
Yeah, it was the previous
Yeah,
probably.
That was the last one. He was, I think, alluding to like the first match in the Metropolitano was against
Yeah.
Malaga.
Okay, no, this is match day 4 as well. Again, Griezmann with the 61st minute.
We might have.
Okay.
Yeah, I
if you-
remember that Griezmann scored the first goal at the Metropolitano.
Okay, so that
Wow,
was
look
match
at
day
that back
4.
line.
What a back line.
I thought Juanfran had moved on by that point.
Nah, it was the next season.
Yeah,
Next
that's
season.
next season. Yeah, he
was
was.
right into 2020. What was it called? This was 2017, 18, right?
This is.
This was
Yes.
20. Yeah,
Yes,
17.
yes. This is 17, 18. Yeah.
So Juanfran, Felipe, Godin all left in, and Lucas Fernandez all left in 20.
The same one, yeah.
2019. So
Yep.
That
Yep.
back line is Atletico Madrid heritage right there.
Overall,
after that was terrible.
I have a bad memory of Malaga because of that game in our Champions season where we had to play them before Barcelona, and Willy Caballero just decided to be prime Neuer that day, and we drew 1-1, and we had to try to win the Liga at the Camp Nou.
This match you're talking about. Alvarez
Yes.
scoring in the 74th
Wow.
minute. Let me just take the lineup again. Oh, Arda Turan, look at that picture. Jeez, it's
Wow.
like it's a. It's a charity
He's now a
match.
manager.
It's his coach picture.
Santa Cruz, Amrabat.
Roque
Okay.
Santa Cruz, GOAT.
That's Nori Amrabat. That's the old.
Yeah, I know. Sergi Darder as well at that time at Malaga. Interesting.
David Villa.
Oh,
Thiago
look,
Gabby is a
and
double
Malaga's
pivot.
manager is Bernd Schuster. He played for Atleti.
Ah, interesting. Cavaliero,
Told him
the
should've
goat,
told him to throw the game.
France.
The funny thing about Bernd Schuster is that he played for Real Madrid, Barcelona, and Atleti. I think he's the only player to do so. And he's somehow liked at all three clubs because he did well everywhere.
Interesting. But Fran, you're good. Cavaliero is there in the good for Malaga.
Yeah, he ruined our day that day.
But guys, there you go. So
What a team except Alvarez. What a team and Courtois.
And Courtois, yeah.
Thiago,
Right.
Miranda, Felipe Luis.
Man. Why didn't Godin play that game?
I don't know. I can't remember.
No, I don't remember that much.
it's 12 years ago, Ryan. It's 12 years ago.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, sorry. This is like
But-
when I was first becoming a fan of Atleti. So yeah, that season is hardly even memorable for me. Unfortunately, wish it was.
Right, but guys, anyway, I think like pretty much that's it, the preview of the season and preview of the game against Malaga as well. And also, guys, like if you guys want to play La Liga fantasy game with us, let us know in the comment section. We will. Yeah, Keeks is already out. Like he's pushed it out already, but it's okay.
I did FPL for 2 years. I think during COVID, and I hated it because every time I watched Premier League games, as a result, I just hated every game I watched. It just ruined any.
Well, the same thing happened with with the World Cup because we play like a tournament with predictions of the games. But what happens to me in fantasy is that I like take it seriously for 2 weeks and then just forget about it and don't touch my team.
Bro,
There you go.
I tried so. Mbeumo was my goat, by the way. He was my goat for Brentford for like years. But like, I swear to you, there are certain players who deliberately sabotage me and B specifically. Because Watkins was getting.
Yeah, they're thinking of you, man.
I put him into my team, and immediately 5 weeks of no goals, no assists, no nothing.
That's you,
Trash.
Keeks. That's you, Keeks. That's you, Keeks. You have to blame
I'm a
yourself
big
only.
Watkins hater because I'm not doing fantasy. That's the point.
I mean, look, you don't
want
want to do it like great motivation talk from Kicks and Fran. But guys, still, if you guys want to do the La Liga fantasy game, let us know in the comment section. I will make the group, whatever we all can join. La Liga fantasy is different from the Premier League fantasy. I think like you have to buy players in La Liga fantasy, and you can buy players from each other as well.
Yeah, like
And-
you get an initial team. They give you an initial team, and you can
Yeah.
sell those players and exchange them for money for other players.
Exactly. So guys, let us know in the comment section if you guys want to play that. Okay, I'll definitely make the group. And again, anything else you guys want to add before we end the show?
Oh, right, yeah. I am hoping to see certain players in terms of debuts. I'm hoping to see Jesus Barrios. I'm hoping to see Castillo. I'm hoping to see. Well, I was gonna say Dominguez, but I think he's probably gonna play tomorrow. But I kind of want to see some others on top of that, like Sergio Esteban. But I don't want to hold up too much because I think Kubo's probably the one who's more favored right now. But yeah, those are like kind of names. Just saying, look out for that when it happens, if it happens. So, yeah.
Interesting.
I would have loved to have seen Miguel Cubo or Sergio Esteban get featured in this game over maybe a Mendoza attacking option, but I get it.
Yeah.
It would be nice
I
to
mean-
see, but
And those are playing midfield, no?
in that lineup that Alex had up, looked like he was going to be either a second.
Yeah, but
striker or
No, I think Lookman is probably going to be up top and Mendoza on the left. It's just a matter of how the journalist called the formation out. But I also wanted to see Kubo because Sorloth literally isn't there. We have no strikers. Just put Kubo in the bench.
yeah.
I mean, like he will be on the bench for sure. I think Kobe or like
I don't
either
think so,
Esteban,
man.
they would be on the
I
bench.
read some things that San Chris said, and I don't think he'll be on the bench.
Okay, interesting. I think we'll check that out tomorrow only. But anyway, guys, thank you so much. For listening to us for this long. Thank you so much for that. And again, just like and subscribe as usual. And again, you guys can check out the X handle of all four of us, and especially Ryan. And thank you, Ryan, for joining us for today, early morning as well. And I know it's difficult because I myself, I mean, I don't sleep at all, to be honest. But yeah, you'll see me waking up randomly at 1 o'clock in the afternoon or something like this. But anyway, guys, we'll see you guys soon. And tomorrow we'll do a watch along as well for the Malaga game. So you guys can join us for that as well. And then we will do the... Yes. And guys, again, the season is starting. So again, we're going to see a lot of, previews and reviews. We're back at it, previews and reviews. And I think we will cover most of the matches with the live watch along as well. So again, let the season start and let the sleep schedule get fucked. I think. But I will see you guys soon. Until then, Atleti. Ciao, ciao.